Hey, wow. Wow. Welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I am Nate. If you watch my show, you're in my corner. Yeah, so today's episode is a pre-fight episode for UFC 165. Alexander the Mauler Gustafsson versus John Bones Jones for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship of the world. Okay, so let's do a rundown of pre-fight for the main card of UFC 165. And I'll do an honorable mention on one of the prelims I'm looking forward to. And so, let's get started. John Jones versus Alexander Gustafsson. This is Clash of the Titans right here. Good guy versus bad guy. Too close to call. I know Vegas odds have this as Gustafsson as a severe underdog, but I'm actually picking Alexander Gustafsson to win this fight. I give him a 51% chance of winning this fight and a 49% chance John Jones wins. I picture a finish going on here at some point. I think Gustafsson can knock out John Jones. I just got a hunch that John Jones is thinking something of Gustafsson. I don't want to say what it is, because in case any of John Jones' teammates are watching the show, then they'll go, oh really? Well, we'll relay that to John Jones and put that into perspective. So, yeah, I'll just say that I think Gustafsson can win midway into this fight by knockout. Second, third, maybe fourth round by knockout. But, again, only a 51% chance Gustafsson wins this fight. And I picture this whole thing going into a trilogy. Whoever wins this fight, we'll see a rematch somewhere down the line. And then whoever lost this match wins the next one. And thus we see a trilogy, because they're both the top two guys in the light heavyweight division right now. If you look at the top 10, no one else can compete with these guys. And so, it's going to be a great fight. John Jones has wrestling, Gustafsson has jiu-jitsu and striking. John Jones knows how to use his reach, but again, Gustafsson by knockout, TKO. Then in the co-main event, we got, again, the guy I consider the greatest pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Renan Barao, the UFC interim bantamweight champ, taking on Eddie Wineland. Now, I want Eddie Wineland to win this. He's a fellow Texan. Go Eddie Wineland. But I got to go with Renan Barao, because Eddie Wineland has heavy hands. He's great at kickboxing. Renan Barao is great at kickboxing, great at jiu-jitsu, great at wrestling. Great at winning decisions, great at winning by submission, great at winning by knockout. He's on about a 30-fight win streak. Yeah, again, Renan Barao, the greatest pound-for-pound fighter in the world. He's coming off a huge victory over Michael McDonald, 4th round submission, defending his interim title. And Michael McDonald's young, fast, knockout power. Eddie Wineland, he last beat Brad Pickett by split decision, or by decision, yeah, and by unanimous, unanimous, I believe it was. But yeah, it's just, I look at Michael McDonald and Brad Pickett, two completely, they're both ranked in the top 10, but Michael McDonald's the more challenging opponent. And Renan Barao just passed that test with flying colors. Eddie Wineland, he's good, but yeah, I got him losing this fight. I say this is the second most lopsided fight on the main card. The first one I'll get to in a little bit in the show. So Renan Barao, I got him winning by probably unanimous decision, winning each round, landing more strikes, maybe get some ground and pound a little bit here and there, get some takedowns. Barao, I believe, has a 94% takedown defense, so that's really good. It's going to be hard to take down Barao. Then in the heavyweight division, oh yeah, so the co-main events in the bantamweight division, obviously. Then also on the main card, we have a heavyweight bout in the heavyweight division. Brendan Schaub versus matrione. Matrione has good wrestling, decent jiu-jitsu, heavy hands. Brendan Schaub has really good jiu-jitsu skills. He last beat LeVar Johnson, making LeVar Johnson think that he was going to stand and bang with him. So LeVar is going to go, oh, this Brendan Schaub has no chin, I'm going to knock him out. Smart move on Brendan Schaub. Instead he made a grappling war, which LeVar lost. Brendan Schaub decisively won each round. I was at that fight at UFC 157 in Anaheim. Great fight. If you want to see LeVar lose, which that's plus I met Brendan. He's a nice guy. Yeah, Matt Mitrione though. I got to go with Matt Mitrione winning by probably knockout because I got the grappling kind of even, and it's going to go to a stand-up war. And Matt Mitrione, he has a black belt in Shotokan karate, and he'll use it and go for that knockout. And yeah, it's going to be a good heavyweight fight with a finish. That's how I got this fight. I doubt it'll drag out to a decision. Someone's going to get knocked out, maybe first or second round. I got Matt Mitrione winning by KO in the first or second round. Then in the middleweight division, we got Costa Philippou versus Francis Carmont. Costa Philippou is just on a tear right now. He last beat Tim Bosch round 3 TKO. Francis Carmont last beat Lorenz Larkin by unanimous decision. I think Lorenz is great. He was okay in Strikeforce. Tim Bosch was Tim Bosch is a UFC veteran. He knocked out Yushin Okami, I believe it was, and Costa Philippou was able to deal with Tim Bosch's heavy hands, his wrestling, and just dominate him. And Costa Philippou trains with Chris Weidman, who has great wrestling, obviously, and was able to relay that obviously to Costa Philippou. And Costa has great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and rock solid boxing, in my opinion. He loves to use that boxing probably more than anything. And Francis Carmont, you know, he's a good fighter. He's on a big win streak. So is Costa Philippou. They're both great fighters, but I think this will be Costa's night. Costa wins probably by TKO or decision. TKO in the second or third, or decision unanimous. 29-28, we'll say. We'll say Francis might get lucky and win a round. Then in the lightweight division, we got Pat Healy versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. Yeah, he's a Russian guy, long last name. Okay, yeah, this is the lopsided fight now I was telling you about. The most lopsided fight on the main card. Khabib destroys Pat Healy. I want Pat Healy to win real bad, but Khabib Nurmagomedov, he's just too good. He's 20-0. He has black belt in judo, sambo wrestling, and kickboxing. Killer kickboxing, killer sambo wrestling, killer black belt judo. He knows how to mix it up. He trains at AKA, which I know I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of the fighters there, but I am a fan of some of them, like Luke Rockhold. And yeah, Khabib, I just got winning this fight by any way he sees fit. If he feels like knocking him out, he'll knock him out. So this one, I'll just say Khabib wins however he sees fit. I'll just say he wins by unanimous decision, 30-27. Yeah, maybe a 30-26 even. Khabib just dominates Pat Healy. Pat Healy's well-rounded, but he's not at the same level as Khabib on anything. Wrestling, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, just... Pat Healy's just well-rounded, good MMA fighter. He belongs in the UFC, he'll win fights, but he's not at Khabib's level. The end, Khabib wins by a unanimous decision. Maybe knockout or submission, of course. Then honorable mention on the prelims, Mike Ricci and Miles Jury. That's a lightweight fight. That's the last prelim fight. And hopefully Miles Jury wins this, but this one, Mike Ricci's pretty tough. Mike Ricci has killer Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills. So does Miles Jury. Miles Jury trains at Alliance. Mike Ricci trains at TriStar. His best bud's Rory McDonald. Both great fighters, both young guys, both have the world ahead of them. Hopefully Miles Jury pulls it off. I would imagine Miles Jury could win this by knockout. Go Miles Jury, one of the Team Lesnar guys. So that wraps up the pre-fight show, and get ready for my post-fight show within hopefully a couple days after the pay-per-view. And until then, I will see ya.